Whoa! Guys, Ryan Bidoff here, blogging from paradise as the heat kicks on. Very chill, relaxed day, chill day here in New York City. Looking way forward to seeing our Oh Hello off-Broadway show later on. Nick Kroll and Joel Mulaney? I think that's it. The Oh Hello. I don't know if any of you guys are into that stuff. I'm trying to think of what show it is. Something on Comedy Central. I don't know if they have their own show or not, but it's funny as hell. So anyway, today I want to talk about what to do when those pesky outcomes seem to bitch slap and take over your attention span. No, I'm talking money outcomes, I'm talking stats, I'm talking my much stronger accent than I thought when I saying I'm talking. And I'm talking, or maybe I'm not talking about that, about anything outside of you that you look at to discern whether you're doing good or bad, and then choosing your feelings based on that. Now, there are a few enlightened souls that are so in love with stat checking. They have such a passion for it because they're so curious that they detach from it. I am making a rough assumption, I know assuming can make an ass out of you and me, that those three people weren't watching this video. Because if you say you're detached from stats, you're full of shit. And I'm not either. You know, I do. And as a perfect example, while I'm creating this video, a couple minutes ago, I looked at my emails for the first time in whatever number of hours, maybe like a day, and I had like 8 new ones. And for a second, my monkey mind looked outside and said, holy shit, you only have 8 emails during that time frame? What's wrong? And then the next second, thank God I'm reading this phenomenal book, A Course in Miracles, which is really, really good. It's like, it's God, it's truth, it's light, it's rending the veil of illusion to a lot of stuff I built my self-worth on. It's insane, right? When you think about it, that you could look at something like an email. There's like these numbers. You look at what we are, these infinite beings, unlimited, with all these creative powers, and we look at something like a stat, and we're like, oh my God, I'm doing bad. It's like infinite, God, forever. Can't even understand this concept in our mind. Looking at it can't even, it's just insane. It's a form of insanity. It talks about that a lot in the book and just studying it. So like in the next moment, literally like 5 seconds later, I'm like, oh my God, it's just an illusion. Everything around me is illusory, and I'm kind of seeing things a little bit more with those eyes. The only truth is love, is abundance. It's just unlimited. We're connected to everything. So I'm looking at that in the next moment, literally like 5 seconds after, and I'm like, oh, I love my email. Is the email the source of everything? No, love and God is. Is Facebook the source of everything? No, love and God is. God is, of course, but love, doing things with love, brings you in harmony with that connectedness with everything. And this is really the only way energetically to detach from stats. Whether they be money stats, how much you're making through your blog, traffic stats, social media stats. And it's not necessarily easy in the beginning because you're so used to doing things from the outside in. And a lot of bloggers, and they're well-meaning and they're awesome, they offer the advice, and I've offered the advice in the past too, and I still do sometimes, to look outside of you to figure out how to feel. Or to look outside to judge. Rather than just being present and doing things from a place of love. This takes a Herculean shift in the beginning from almost all the advice you've ever received in your blogging life, or in your life for that matter. But like, when I made that shift 5 seconds after, I'm like, this means nothing. And then the split second where I saw it meant nothing, I tuned into the abundance and loving the way that it was, and then I thought about, oh, look, what about the 1,000 Twitter followers I just attracted in the past like 2 weeks? Not even, by doing things, oh, that's why I got 1,000 followers, because I did things from a place of love. One-to-one. I was like focusing on the love, not the Twitter followers. And the less I focus on the email, whether it's 14 a day, 50, 30, 6, 2, nothing, and there's no business prospects, my creativity expands to levels, because literally this is what God wants me to do or to be. It's just following my fun, following my joy, following my loves. And the more you keep moving into that space, you're just going to be the person. And the more you're being the person, just being in the moment, No illusion, aka appearance or circumstance, is going to hold any sway over you. Now, I'm just starting to be this way, like now, after like 8 years online. I'm so smart. Oh, it's not even smart. I'm so wise and open. But it took suffering. It took me wanting to, at times, kill myself. It took me, at times, wanting to escape from everything. Beat myself up. Literally beat the shit out of myself, punch walls, break my hand. I mean, I went through these fits of rage, and it wasn't even so much clearing out the blocks, which I used to say because that was more in the mind. It was feeling my pain and then opening up to love, opening up to what I really want to do more than anything, and just not to trust the illusions, not to trust the stats. It's a form of mental illness that these beings that we are, they're just amazing beings of light that have been created in the image of perfection. We're just amazing beings. We really are. When you start to like meditate on it and you move into that space of love and all that you do, and you're just loving people and loving people and loving yourself and following your fun and following your fun and following your fun and doing what's fun to you, and then not thinking about the outcomes, not obsessing about them, what you can accomplish. It's just brilliantly a gazillion miles beyond what you could ever conceive in your mind. It's because you're tuning into oneness, you're tuning into harmony, you're tuning into the moment. And the more you do that stuff, you could give two rats' asses less about the outcomes. Because outcomes are just appearances. They're circumstances, like anything outside of you. They're all illusory. They change, they move, but anything that's really true is changeless. God. Love. Now, is this blog becoming a big old love fest? Love fest. Maybe a lug fest too. I feel like I'm a lug today. I'm still in shape. I'm going to wear the shirt to the comedy show later. Hopefully we can get on TV or something. No, I don't know. They'll appreciate it if they see me. Yeah, this blog's turning into a love fest because that's all that really matters. Because when you beam love into folks and you do things with love, you connect with everything. And then you care less and less about the illusions, the outcomes, the stats and all that other stuff. And that just takes care of itself. That increases. The other day, I never pitched this person in my life, and I wound up on an Indian travel agency blog with 2 million active monthly users and 1.5 million Facebook likes. I'm one of the top digital nomads blogs in the world. I didn't do it. Love did it. 1-to-1. Like I said, 1,000 followers. And if you have no stats, and nothing's happening appearance-wise, illusion-wise, and you're like, well, Ryan, you could turn to these other things that you've done in this awesome life that you live. That's exactly the point, that even through my haze and through my issues, that's what helped me manifest this life. You do things with love and that presence and the fun, even as all those illusions laugh at you and say, hey, what you're doing's not working. You got to do a hack now. You got to do. And what you do is you have to be. You have to be the person and follow the fun and follow in your love as the illusions dance around. And then even as you're being the person, those outcomes will try to pull you in. But you still want to just have fun and spread love. Those are your two primary energetic objectives, quote unquote. And you have to be with the stuff that's fearful. And for me, one of the things was email. I used to friggin' beat the shit out of myself over email. Not getting enough email, not getting enough opt-ins, not making enough money. Like, everything was through there. And what I did, it was idolatry. I made a god out of the email, lowercase g, and then even an uppercase g, which is absolutely pitiful, but I'm just a human being who's, an a-hole sometimes, and a moron. So I saw that, and I'm like, oh my God, I was so afraid. I moved so far away from love and fun over to this fierce place with my email, and this morning it tried to pull me in again. Like, oh my God, you should have, I saw on Facebook yesterday somebody had 100 emails a day and it's getting out of control, and the comparison, the mind, and I'm like, wait a second. Email means nothing. None of these outcomes mean anything. Money doesn't mean anything. And the less meaning you give to the outcomes, the illusions, which are always changing, the more you come back to the truth. And that's how I create videos like these. Like, you look at the energy, and it's not really me. I take credit for it, but you know what I mean. Or the blog posts, or the analogies, cleverness, and whatever, I write and I practice, but it's just the infinite acting through me. So guys, I'm going to cut it short at 10. I could be here for 30 minutes, but I got some garbage to take out and fun off-Broadway plays to go to here in New York City. If you have no results, quote-unquote, no outcomes whatsoever manifesting, you have like 2 readers on your blog, it's a call to love and to follow your pure fun and to be the person, and also to embrace the feelings that you've attached to those illusions, to those appearances, the stats, and feel the shit, eat the shit sandwich, feel you're absolute like a freaking loser because you made no money. God, if I tell you how many times where like I got caught up in the money thing and I felt like a total loser and absolute shame, you'd be like, oh my God, I'd never want to live that guy's life. You'd look at it and you'd be like, holy smokes, that's what it takes. And it didn't take that. For me, it did. That was my journey. And even then, it actually didn't take it. It was always perfect place, perfect time. But that was just what I had to clear out fear-wise to move more towards love. So guys, leave me a comment below. Are you really flipping out over stats? And why? Why are you buying into them? Why aren't you buying into love and fear? A lot of construction today on Lexington Avenue in New York City. Share this video with your friends. Just talk to me, connect with me, leave a comment on my blog, leave a comment on the HuffPost or wherever I put this. And the more you could buy into this amazing truth of just here and there, that just it's illusory and it means nothing, but the real meaning is in your fun and in your joy and in your love and the creating and connecting and helping other folks out, and then bringing that loving attitude with you, you're going to get less tied up in outcomes. You can make that miraculous shift like I did this morning, because in the past I would never made the shift. For weeks or months, I'd just been so caught up and so pissed off about not getting, and then it opened you up to all, not even all the blessings you have, but just how it's illusory. And then you're like, wow, I could just do things for the joy of it. And the universe or God, Christ, Buddha, whatever, hey, whatever resonates with you, will express itself more through you, and you'll be doing awesome things, but you'll just be doing them more humbly, and you won't give a shit about the outcomes because you know they're just come and go. And then, of course, the less you give, totally don't care about them. They manifest of their own accord, and you're always taken care of. No matter what illusions, you rend the veils of illusion, are happening around you. And all outcomes, they're illusions, guys. I'm sorry. Even if you built your whole career on building up stuff on the outside, they're all illusory. And when you make that shift, that's what true happiness is. And I feel like I'm moving more and more into that space of joy, fun, creativity, happiness, and connecting with folks who really appreciating what I'm offering, resonating with it, so we could all just lift each other up and connect. And guys, this is it for today. I have a Classic Cat t-shirt on. Until next time, you know what to do. Enjoy paradise.